Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to be looking at some brief price movement in the cryptocurrency space. Things are not looking too good today, but we are also going to be looking at a handful of very bullish cryptocurrency articles. All that in today's episode. Now, before we jump into that, I do want to say this morning I posted a what is Bitcoin and how does it work beginner's guide. So if you guys are interested, if you want to learn a little bit more about how Bitcoin really works and all of the benefits of Bitcoin, I highly suggest you checking out that video, as I personally think it's one of the best videos I've ever made on this channel. But you guys let me know in the comment section on that video what you guys think, if it's a good video. So nonetheless, let's jump right into things today. As you guys can see, things are not looking too good on the 24-hour charts. The majority of everything, almost everything except basic attention token, of course, still kicking every other altcoin's butt. The majority of everything is in the red, and in the red for quite a bit. So we did see a relatively large drop off yesterday in the cryptocurrency space. Now, with Bitcoin specifically, we only dropped around 2.4%. But as you guys know, with the majority of times dips have happened in the past, altcoins are the ones that drop drastically first, and then Bitcoin seems to follow. And then it seems like things go vice versa. When money starts flowing back into the space within the next couple of days, the majority of money is going to flow into altcoins first to catch these little dips, and then money will again begin to flow into Bitcoin. What we also see sometimes is when Bitcoin begins to rise exponentially at kind of a rapid rate, and it's going way ahead of the majority of altcoins, that's when we can also begin to see a little bit of some instability in the majority of cryptocurrencies, and that's when we could also see a relatively large dip in altcoins as well. So this is where we currently stand. Now, I do want to look at Bitcoin's chart very briefly. A lot of people are saying we could drop all the way to 4,200. I think that's a little unrealistic, at least currently at this state. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. But if we go ahead and we just look at where we currently stand on the 1 month, we're still doing phenomenal, guys. Yes, we're having a little bit of a taper off, but look at that little dip compared to what we've experienced in the past 24 days. So about 24 days ago, we were sitting around $4,200, and we've gained over around $1,300 on top of that. So again, guys, we do have a long ways to go. I'm not going to be going into any technical analysis in this video, but that's where we currently stand. I do expect us to drop a little bit more, maybe to around the 5,200 range, 5,000 range at the lowest, but I really don't see us dropping into those ranges of 46 to 4,900. That's where I currently stand, guys. I'm still holding my bags. I am going to continue to monitor the market over the next day. If we do continue to drop off in Bitcoin to around 5,200, I will pull out probably around 40% of my overall position into USDT, not completely out of the market, but into Tether, and hold that until we can really get a little more stable ground of where we stand. So the first article today is something very exciting, and it's something a lot of people have been speculating for quite some time now. Samsung, developing Ethereum-based blockchain, may issue their own token. South Korean electronics giant Samsung is developing its own blockchain network and eyeing the issuance of its own token further down the road. Citing a person in Samsung familiar with Samsung's internal situation, said that the company's blockchain task force, part of its wireless division, is building a blockchain mainnet based on Ethereum. The work, however, is still at the internal experimental stage. Currently, we are thinking of private blockchain, though it is not yet confirmed. It could also be public blockchain in the future, but I think it will be hybrid. That is a combination of public and private blockchains. So, unfortunately, this is not an official statement from Samsung themselves. Supposedly, this is someone that works inside of Samsung and is working on these projects with Samsung, and they're currently experimenting with a handful of different products for blockchain tech, but they are looking into having some sort of blockchain that can sort of transition between private and public. If we go down here, the market expects Samsung Coin to come out, but the direction has not yet been decided. As the company develops a public blockchain in the future, then Samsung Coin could be traded publicly on crypto exchanges, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Samsung could also bring blockchain technology to its payment app Samsung Pay, but the move is not yet decided, according to the source. Samsung's blockchain task force has been in active development for at least a year and is working on a number of projects, according to the report. 2 months ago, the company made a leap into the blockchain arena with the unveiling of its flagship cell phone, the Galaxy S10, which has the ability to store cryptocurrency private keys and other features such as support blockchain-based digital signatures. So, where we currently stand with this? Unfortunately, it's not an official statement from Samsung, although it is very, very exciting, and supposedly we do have a source inside of Samsung saying they are working on blockchain products right now. We do not have an official release date, and we do not have a confirmation that they will be launching a Samsung token, although I could see it being highly, highly probable that they do that in the near future. We know Samsung, they came out with the S10, they have their own cryptocurrency wallet on there. It just makes sense that Samsung would jump into the cryptocurrency sector in some way, whether they have their own token or they have their own blockchain tech. They are not going to miss out on the potential that blockchain and cryptocurrencies has right now, especially at the current state where they're at relatively a small scale. And I think this is really exciting stuff because I personally believe over the next year or two, we're going to see a lot of tech companies beginning to flood into the space because they need to keep up with the competition. I don't care what anyone says. Banks are going to do it. Financial institutions are going to do it. Tech companies are going to do it. I think it's going to be real fascinating the day we see Apple say, okay, guys, we need to jump on this train. We need to get involved or else we are going to be left in the dust. So that's where we currently stand with Samsung. Nothing is official, but it's definitely exciting to see that they are working on some products, and who knows, they could be out within the end of 2019. So next up, some relatively small news, but definitely exciting. I'm sure a lot of you guys, the majority of you are viewers in the United States, and I know the majority of these machines are in the US. Coinstar, those coin machines in the majority of supermarkets and convenience stores, where you can go in, dump all your change into the little tray, and it'll count all the change for you. Well, supposedly they are going to be also allowing you to purchase Bitcoin. Supermarket kiosk chain Coinstar is expanding the footprint of its Bitcoin buying service to more than 2,000 locations in 19 different states. The service, through a partnership with blockchain startup CoinMe that offers individuals the ability to convert cash into Bitcoin, has expanded from an initial 70 machines to some 2,100 different kiosks, CoinMe announced on Wednesday. Further, while the partnership initially enabled kiosks in Albertsons and Safeway stores, customers can now access the buying options in Jewel, Shaw's, and Save Mart locations, according to the press release. Coinstar CEO said in a statement that his company saw an extremely positive response to the initial announcement in January 2019. At the time, Coinstar announced that customers could purchase Bitcoin using US dollar bills. Though coins would not be accepted for such transactions, the company imposed a $2,500 limit. Wednesday's press release explained that the partnership's initial launch saw a 15% week-over-week growth in user acquisition, the release noted. Moreover, the first quarter of 2019 has been one of the most successful in CoinMe's 5-year history, with 92% growth in transaction volume and 109% growth in the number of transactions processed compared to the first quarter of 2019. So this is really cool, guys. I know you're familiar with Bitcoin ATMs. Unfortunately, Bitcoin ATMs aren't as mainstream yet, but Coinstar machines are relatively mainstream. Now, they say they're currently only in Jewel, Shaw's, Save Marts, Albertsons, and Safeway stores. I believe I do have a couple Safe Mart stores in Florida here, so I'm gonna have to go check those out. But that's really fascinating. You can go up to these machines, you can buy Bitcoin with cash and up to a $2,500 limit, which is pretty impressive. I'm honestly curious to know if they do have some form of KYC for these machines. Leave a comment down below if you guys are familiar with Coinstar machines, if you do have to provide some sort of identification, because I could definitely see this becoming an issue with money laundering and stuff like that. But if it doesn't require KYC, I mean, more power to us. That's definitely something I would consider doing as well, instead of going through Coinbase or anything like that. So our last article today, 63% of Europeans say that crypto will exist in 10 years, but only 49 believe in Bitcoin, 49%. Tokyo-based crypto exchange Bitflyer, which was licensed to operate in the European Union in 2018, reportedly polled 10,000 Europeans to find out what they think about the cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. When asked about crypto in general, the majority of Europeans claim that they believe that crypto will exist in 10 years, with more than 50% of respondents in each country predicting that it will still exist in some form. Specifically, Norwegian respondents turned out to be the most optimistic about the future of crypto, with 73% thinking that crypto will exist. On the other hand, French respondents were much more pessimistic about the future of crypto, with only 55% claiming that they believe in crypto in the long term. So this is a chart showing all of the countries that they surveyed. This is the percentage of consumers who believe cryptocurrencies will still exist in 10 years. As you guys can see, Norway at 73%, Italy 68%, Netherlands 67%. You guys get the idea. I'm surprised United Kingdom is at 57%, because I know adoption over in the UK is quite high right now for cryptocurrency startups. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Definitely a cool study here. So fewer Europeans turned out to be confident about the biggest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, with an average of 49% of respondents thinking that Bitcoin will exist 10 years from now. According to the study, French respondents were the least optimistic about Bitcoin, with only 40% of respondents claiming that the crypto will still be around, while Italian and Polish respondents expressed the most confidence about the majority of cryptocurrencies, with 55% and 53% speaking in favor of Bitcoin respectively. And here's the chart that they believe in Bitcoin specifically, that it will be around in the next 10 years. And as you guys can see, Italy 55, you guys get the idea. In the grand scheme of things though, even 40% is really respective, considering cryptocurrencies is definitely not mainstream yet, but it's nice to see that the majority of people that they surveyed are familiar with it, and we got these ratings here. So exciting stuff, guys. I don't care what anyone says, whatever the market's doing right now. Personally, to me, it doesn't matter, because I am in it for the long term. I got some long-term bags, but adoption is happening all around us and at such a rapid rate. I really can't wait to see what this summer holds for us. Summer is coming up very fast, very rapidly, and I think it's going to be relatively promising for the majority of us cryptocurrency enthusiasts. So that is all the news I have for you guys today. If you did find this video informative, don't be afraid to give this video a thumbs up, and maybe consider hitting that subscribe button and joining into the Crypto Fiend community. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next.